Time to talk about some books that I want to read, but they scare the heebie-jeebies. What's up, beasties? It's me, it's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're here. I'm excited and a little terrified to go over this video today. I've got 10 books that I really want to read, but they terrify me for some reason or other. Not like horror, like, oh, I'm scared, but because they are intimidating. They're either gigantic, they're either something that's been built up in my head for so long I'm worried I won't like. They're ones that are known for being tough and complex, and I feel like I might be too dumb to understand and enjoy them, and so on and so forth. And there's some other books I thought of for this, but these are the top 10 easy picks that I was like, oh yeah, those I gotta talk about. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to talk about these and hear what you guys think as well. But before we dive in, if you haven't yet, grab yourself a snack, maybe a thirst-quenching refreshment, like some cherry Dr. Pepper, 0 sugar. Yum. Sit back, relax, and enjoy me talking about 10 books that scare me a lot. Here we go. First up is a BEA, beautiful book that I have, but I am scared to read it, and that is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. Look at this stunning book, 20th anniversary edition with these sprayed edges, these end papers. The dust jacket's pretty, but check out the naked hardcover. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's pretty. Beautiful book. I am definitely going to read it. But yeah, I've just heard it's kind of tough, and that some people, they bounce off it. So I really want to read it because it looks so pretty, and I've always wanted to read it. Heard amazing things from people that get through it and they love it. And it just sounds cool how it tells different stories and it mashes different genres. It's got a bunch of different stories that all end up interrelating. And that just sounds so cool. So I definitely am going to read it sooner than later. But this is one that I feel like I might struggle with, but we'll see. I'm excited to check it out. Another one is, this one I'm actually really excited about, but I'm worried it's going to be tough, and that is The Darkness That Comes Before by R. Scott Baker, the Prince of Nothing trilogy. This is the first book. I definitely want to read these really bad. They've been on my radar for a long time, especially when Slowly Read talked about them, and now Mike from Mike's Book Review is reading them, and lots of people have talked about them and loved them. Jimmy Nuts, and lots of others, and I'm excited to check this out very soon. In the next year, I'm going to get this on the TBR and read it because I've really been excited about it, but I know it's dense, I know it's dark, I love the dark. I know that it can be a lot, so I'm a little nervous about this one, but I am excited to check it out. Then, another one I'm excited to check out, but very nervous, is Gardens of the Moon, Malazan. I just got the first 3 books from Broken Binding, so when those come, I'm going to start on my journey down the road. I'm going to catch up on Stormlight Archive first, but yeah, I'm excited to read these, but I know it's a huge series. They're dense. There's lots going on, and the fans of the series just love it. And I'm worried that what if I don't like it, or what if it's too complex for me? But I'm excited to give it a go and see what I think. Definitely be reading it soon, especially once I get those beautiful special editions in from Broken Binding. Speaking of Stormlight Archive, those books scare me a little bit too. They're gigantic. And it's something that I've been hyping up and been so pumped about for so long. It just intimidates me to get going, but I've started. I'm 100 pages in, which you can't even see the bookmark. That's how big this is. But I'm loving it. It is so much fun. I'm excited to continue on this journey, and I cannot wait. I even got a beat up paperback to take with me camping. I didn't want to take this beautiful hardcover, but I'm taking a beat up paperback from the library just in case. Camping this weekend, so I'm going to be reading that, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited to be getting to this, but they do scare me. They are some big boys, big chunky boys. Next up, we got another big one, Name of the Wind. I have not read it yet. I know, I have not read this yet. I've always wanted to, but I don't know if I will be a fan of the super flowery prose. I don't know if I've really read a writer with super flowery prose like Name of the Wind has, like Patrick Rothfuss has. So we'll see. I don't know. I am gonna read it eventually. I have to. I mean, I have to see what the fuss is all about. So we'll see what I think. But it is one. It's a big book. The flowery prose, the fact that it's not finished, all that stuff does scare me a little bit. But I am excited to check it out. And that leads us to halfway through. 5 more to go. 5, we're square in the fantasy realm. So even though they're big books that scare me a little bit, they're right in my alley, right up what I love. They're big, they're scary, but they are things that I want to read in the genre that I love the most. These ones, some are close into that genre, but some are not at all. So start with the one that is the closest, and that would be Shogun. I was able to snag this beautiful copy before they got hard to find, and it's so pretty, and I definitely want to read it. But it's big, beefy, and I know there's more than one book in here, so I can just take pieces at a time. But yeah, I mean, I heard it's awesome, but I don't know. It's huge, it's dense, and I don't know. I love history. I love books, so you'd think I would love historical fiction, but when I've tried in the past, it hasn't always worked well for me. I need a little magic. I need a little fantastical, or horror or supernatural something. And when I get that, then it really clicks. I'll talk about this more in my wrap up, but if you like historical fantasy and you think a little historical fiction, and you like Viking stuff, and you like supernatural stuff, you should definitely check out Logan D. Irons, his book Oath of Blood, but the prequel novella, The Bridge. It's very cool. Just saying. Look forward to hearing more about that very soon. But anyway, I'm just nervous because this book's awesome. I've been looking forward to it a long time. I really want to watch the show, but I kind of want to read it first. But I'll probably watch the show to get a feel for it because that show looks awesome. I don't know. But this book will always be on my shelf because it's beautiful. But it intimidates me a little bit. It is a heavy boy. And yeah, like I said, historical fiction hasn't meshed with my reading taste and style yet. So we'll see what I think of this one. Right. Now these ones are not really in fantasy. Maybe a couple of them a little, but not really. But first up, this one is a big, thick, dense book that makes you think, and I think scares anybody that's ever heard of it, and that is Infinite Jest. I actually do want to read this eventually. It's supposed to be like a comedy, slice of life kind of thing. It takes place in like a halfway house and a tennis instruction camp place. But it is a thick book and it's not fantasy, so that makes me nervous. It even says on the back it's a gargantuan comedy. But I do want to read it someday just because it's one of those mountains as a reader I want to conquer, so we'll see. But this is one that definitely terrifies me. And I think there's like, oh gosh, it's terrifying, but I do want to read it. Maybe I'll read a little bit every week for the rest of my life, but I do want to check it out. And another one, a slice of life, one that I've always wanted to check out, but I am nervous too. Little Life by Hanya Yanagaria. And, you know, it's a group of friends in New York City. It makes me think of Friends. I know it's not the same. There's probably not that much. It's probably not as good as Friends, but some people love it, some people hate it, and it doesn't look huge. It's a nice floppy book, but you know it's almost 800 pages, and it's not fantasy again. So, but it's good to step outside your comfort zone, and some of these will allow me to do that. So this is one I definitely do want to read down the road, even though it terrifies me. Another one that does is 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. I really want to start reading him. I've got a bunch of his books. I want to try out some of his books. Probably won't start with this one. This has like 4 books in it, I think. But I do want to read some of his stuff, some of his shorter stuff, before his new book comes out in November that he has coming out. Some of you eagle eyes might have seen that. My last one that we'll talk about in a minute. But this is very cool. I know it's a mashup. It says a love story, a mystery, a fantasy. Okay. Novel of self-discovery, dystopia to rival George Orwell's. It's a tremendous feat of imagination from one of our most revered contemporary writers. So, and people love this. So it's scary though. It's gigantic, and the text is not forgiving, and it's like 1,000 pages. But it does sound interesting, and it is closer to the fantasy realm. So I definitely want to read this eventually. Probably not till I check out some of his smaller ones, but this is one that terrifies me. I mean, look at that beast. But it's a cool book. Cool looking book. One that scares me is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. And I am going to be trying this one out in spooky season to see what I think. It's going to be fun. Hopefully. Some people love it. Some people hate it. It's just very interesting. It's like focuses on an author that I think it's an author that goes to I don't know. It's a crazy book. Talks about a young family that moves into a small home that has a history of crazy things that have happened in it, and it's just kind of cool. Like it's set up like there's all this different kinds of things in here, like newspaper articles, typed up notes from like this journalist, and then there's like pictures, journal entries, email. I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff, and it all ties together. There's a bunch of pages in a row that just have like a couple of words on them. It just seems like a very interesting psychological read that I really want to check out. A little horror. So I'm going to check this out in spooky season and see what I think. So look forward to that. Definitely be doing a video detailing my experience with that. So anyway, those were 10 books that scared the crud out of me. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's any books that scare you or intimidate you so that you can tell me, and then I can help you be encouraged to climb that reading mountain and conquer those fears. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. I would really appreciate it, and it helps you know when I have more videos coming out. And also, like I said, leave me a comment. Let me know what books scare you, but also just say hi, because I'd love to chat with you. I love comments. That's what I live for. It's what I do this for. So I'd love to hear from you. But that's all I got for you. So, beasties, until I see you in the next one, devour those TBRs. Be brave. Be beautiful to one another. And as always, be beastly. We'll see ya.